So this week we are going to get into another responsive layout. This layout is called grid view. It's also called the float layout. And so we are going to talk about how to use that layout to make your page responsive. We're also going to learn about responsive units of measurement. And so the web readings kind of cover all the topics that we are going to discuss, and the lecture demo pulls it all together. But we do talk about what responsive design is, the importance of this meta tag with the viewport, and what a viewport is. Okay. And then when you are doing responsive design, it's fine to scroll vertically, but you want to try to avoid having them scroll horizontally. And you can, responsive design, think of your phone. I mean, everybody scrolls up and down, but you don't normally scroll across. And so, how do we avoid making things too wide, and what types of measurements should we use when we are setting widths? Okay, and so all of that information is in here. And so I've got an example with these different types of sizes, and you can see how it affects the text. Okay, and then we talk about mobile layouts, and specifically we go through grid view. And the grid view layout is actually something that is pretty easy to use. You can envision your page in 12 columns. Okay, and each column occupies a percentage of the page. In fact, I've got it here. It's about 8%. Okay, and so you basically kind of determine, like if you have a navigation area, how many columns do you want it to occupy? If you have content, how many columns do you want that to occupy? If you've got graphics that you want to display on the right, how many columns should they occupy? And in a row, your columns need to add up to 12. Okay, so it's actually a pretty easy format to use. Okay, so that's the first one that we are going to be covering. And the textbook assignment is going to give you practice, directed practice, using the grid view format. The lab assignment, you are going to get to create your own page using the grid view layout. And this page can be the basis for your term project because a lot of the requirements in that term project are also in this assignment. And in addition to learning the layout, the responsive layout, you're also going to be learning this week how to format a page for printing. And so you'll have separate CSS for a print layout. And basically all that CSS does is it pretty much strips out all the color. It removes all the graphics. So all you end up with is text. So you're going to be creating your own grid view. And I created several examples for you to look at. So the topic that you pick this week, you can reuse the topic next week, but this is an example. And if we resize it, you can see it is responsive. Okay, and here's another example. And if we resize it, you can see that one is responsive. And same with this. This has got this fun little flip feature. And this is also responsive. Okay. So I've got 3 different examples for you to look at. The requirements are listed as far as what you need in your HTML, your CSS. Don't forget to add the links to your assignment page. Okay, so that is what you're going to be working on this week. I would pick a topic that you like because you'll be able to take all of the content from this week and you'll be able to reuse it next week. And you'll also be able to use it as part of your final project. Okay, so we've got the textbook assignment, we've got the lab assignment, and that is pretty much it for this week. Okay, so if you do run into problems with the layout or anything else, I'm happy to help because I actually enjoy working with CSS. So please reach out if you have questions or if you need help.